We're today talking about this. In my opinion, the best Motovlog helmet setup for motovlogging. Well, hello my friends, welcome back. What's up and how are you doing? Honestly, it seems like a little while ago since we actually did like a little how-to and like sit-down video, other than the last premiere video from like the Harley premiere. You know what? We are at the middle of February right now. The weather here in the Okanagan is getting better and better by the freaking second. So I can't wait basically to start riding again, which means riding season is around the corner. Because realistically, we want to wait another 2 weeks, let's put it this way. But then we try to have our bikes back and finally go riding again. Honestly, riding itch this year, brutal. Anyhow, as the riding season is around the corner, it's about time to talk about my little motovlog setup. Over the years, I improved it and made it better and better and better. And by now, I have a pretty good idea on how to make the footage look the best and sound the best. And some of these points might surprise you. There might be better setups out there, but in my opinion, this is the best setup for the best bucks. Because you don't want to spend like $1 bajillion to kind of get a half-ass setup, right? So let's jump into it. What did I do? What do I have? What do I use? One of the first things you want to start with is a helmet. You can get modular helmets, you can get full face helmets, half face helmets. But for motovlogging, a full face helmet is just the best you can go with, which means it helps with the wind for the audio. It just is the easiest to mount your GoPro onto it. I have one of the HTC helmets, and maybe at this point I should mention that all the links to all the products are down in the description. So if you're thinking of purchasing any of these items, it's easy for you just to go down there, and you know what? Helps me out too, just saying. And then, what do I have up front here? Looks like a GoPro, feels like a GoPro, must be a GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 7 plug, and honestly that's all it takes. You don't have to get the GoPro Hero 9, 10, whatever you want to do. It's not necessarily needed. The footage is just as great and you can barely tell the difference, not while motovlogging. And regardless, you put a microphone onto it anyway, so save the bucks. And then if you're wondering how I managed to have such a nice clean setup with the audio adapter, that unfortunately is just needed with a GoPro if you want to put a microphone onto it. Well, I bought the Lancy GoPro case. It is actually made to house your audio adapter right in there, which is perfect for actually putting it on the microphone, because putting it on the helmet. Because honestly, there are some motovloggers out there that tape their audio adapter with Velcro to the helmet. I mean, works, not practical, and kind of messy. I like everything to be nice and neat and tight, and when I use it for multiple purposes. I mean, I use my GoPro for vlogging also, so I don't want to like run around with like Velcro around my GoPro. No. So this case actually prevents it all, and on top of it has a little pushy one on top. So if you decide to, let me show you, buy an extra little microphone to, especially for vlogging, I mean, you can just mount it on top, just slide it in. Here we go. And here we go. You have your microphone mounted on top of your GoPro, which of course you don't necessarily need while motovlogging, but for vlogging. And while we're talking about the GoPro and the case, let's talk about the positioning. I have a little swing arm here on the side that mounts the lens of the GoPro right in the center of the helmet. So when I installed the little arm and like GoPro mount and all of those things, I actually made sure that the lens comes out centered within the helmet. Why? And why not centered on the GoPro? Well, if you center your actual GoPro to the helmet, your view is going to be off. You want to have it centered. You want it to look like as if the viewer sits with you on a motorcycle, right? And not to the left or to the right, depending on how you want to see it. And with this being said, another nice bonus of this extra little mount here is I can tilt it and adjust it as I need to. So when you're sitting on your motorcycle, most of the time your helmet actually sits like that, right? Right? Yes. So your helmet actually is not facing this way. When your head is straight, it's just like, kind of like that. So you want to make sure that your GoPro kind of is able to sit relatively... I tightened it too much. That your GoPro kind of sits straight still, right? So you're not getting too much of the sky or too much of the motorcycle, but just a perfect in between. But if you're just setting your helmet on a table and setting it up, it kind of looks like that. Odd, but actually makes sense. I'm trusting the system, but when I first initially started, I wanted to have a backup. Because what if the sticker and the glue actually on the mounts would not hold up to my helmet and the GoPro would fly off? Not necessarily wanted, right? So I put this extra little security sticker on it. And then had a little string back attached to the GoPro. So if the first sticker fails, the second sticker would hold it up. But honestly, after a few tries, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going anywhere. I don't have to worry about it. So I just kept it on there. But for the first few times, if you're not 1000% certain that the sticker is going to hold it up, have a backup plan. Can't hurt. And if you're new here, you might not know that. But if you already watch a couple of my videos, you know how often I complain about the fact that this helmet doesn't come with a standard chin skirt, and the wind coming up actually, or like just kind of like traveling on your along your neck into your helmet, kind of disturbing your audio. It's kind of annoying. So I complained that I definitely should order a chin skirt for a while. I guess what I did? I ordered one. Finally. So I actually haven't managed to... Here, let me actually show you how that gets attached. Yep. It's like... That's it. It has little holes, it has little stickers. Here, can you tell? Let's just squish it in. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm curious to see if this is actually going to improve my audio or not. And if you want to see if it actually improves the audio, and while we're talking about it, hit the subscribe button and like my video. And come back. Because we have tons of fun here. And the fun of the year is just about to start. Because we are just about to pick our bikes back up. Let's continue with this little adapter. But Corinna, why do you need an adapter? Just plug in your microphone. Well, only if it would be that easy. Because most microphones, believe it or not, actually come with the wrong setup. Here, can you see that? Oh, that's not focusing. Here you go. This guy. This guy has 3 rings, but the actually GoPro adapter needs 2. Come on, focus. There you go. How you can see it. So, need a little adapter just to convert it from the TRS to the TR. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, the future me is going to land in the right correction here. Plug it in, just like that, and then feed it behind the entire GoPro setup. And plug it, oh my god, this helmet is getting heavy, I tell you guys. And then just plug it into the audio adapter, just there. Just like that. That's it. And we're kind of moved our way along there already. So let's talk about the microphone. Which microphone do I use? I use a Purple Panda. Even though, I have to be honest, just towards the end of the riding season last year, my Purple Panda gave up on me. Reason for that? Rain. When you go a little bit further back on my channel, you see that we have been on Vancouver Island and we got rained on. No, we got poured on pretty darn good. And what I got into my microphone and kind of destroyed it. So it started to make these sounds. And just ruined my footage. So I had to order a new one. And believe it or not, I haven't tried it yet. Because the Purple Panda within Canada is not really like too available, they updated the floof. The floof always was purple, but the new ones now are black. It's so soft. But yeah, it took about like almost 1.5 months to actually arrive, but I didn't want to waste like 1.5 months without motovlogging, especially just before winter. Couldn't afford that. So I came up with a backup plan, and especially if you're just about to start trying to see if you like motovlogging or not, that might be an option for you, because, well, I went through Andy's stuff. Again, if you're new here, Andy is my husband. So I went through Andy's stuff and I found the PlayStation microphone. Believe it or not, the PlayStation microphone is working phenomenally. It's amazing. Like, I have it still in the microphone. I have the microphone still in the helmet right now. And the last 2 videos I did before actually the riding season ended was recorded with the PlayStation microphone. Let me blend them in here right now. But guess what? Just like me speaking here, my Purple Panda microphone also just screwed up on me. I'm not sure if you noticed it on my past few videos, but it started to do these cracking sounds and it eventually just died on me, so it didn't record any sound anymore, which is of course perfect freaking timing. But I love my Purple Panda. The audio on the Purple Panda is amazing. That's why I had to reorder another Purple Panda. But because it's getting imported from the US, even Amazon Prime can get it to me within the next 2 weeks. So yeah, what am I doing right now? Other than having a visor fogging up, I actually used Andy's PlayStation microphone and headset. I tried a couple of different versions. I tried my iPhone headset, I tried the PlayStation headset, I tried so many different ones, but for some reason the audio sounded the best out of the PlayStation microphone. So I hope, even with the wind and everything, you're kind of like sitting all wonky on my handlebar here. So I hope even though I don't have a dead cat or a wind buffer on it, that the sound is still acceptable and you can still hear my voice proper without getting too annoyed. Other than me having my annoying voice. Impressive, eh? For like a cheap like PlayStation microphone that already came with a package? Not bad at all. But how do I squish it in here? Let me show you. As you can see nothing. There you can see it. A little bit. Can you see it? There it is. So I just squish it behind the cheek pad and then fish the wire through, basically behind the cheek pads, all the way behind the back, and also the other side, just simply because the wire has to go somewhere and you don't want it to just tingle around like loose. You want to have it stuck in there. And then it basically comes out on the right side on where you need to plug in the audio adapter. Make sense? I hope so. So behind all the cheek pads and everything and like the head pads, a little wire mess. But make sure you try before you go on long rides, because people can be very sensitive on like pressure points, right? So when you have too much of a knot on wires on one side and it keeps pushing on your head, it might annoy the out of you. So just make sure you place it evenly and try it a couple of times and squish it in. But as soon as you have it in there, you don't necessarily have to take it out anymore, even if you're not motovlogging. And really, that's what I'm doing too. Like, I don't take the microphone out ever, unless I have to replace it because it broke. So I just leave it in there, and the little adapter that's hanging off here on this side, when I take it out, I just usually leave it on here and just squish it out. If it's not fighting me, I just squish it back into the cheek pad. I keep squishing it until it's tucked away, so even though I'm not recording, I just have the microphone in there because I'm a freaking lazy person. So when I want to go for a ride in a motovlog, I don't want to spend like 10 minutes just to try to squish in the microphone first. I want to grab my helmet and go. I want it to be as easy as that. I don't want to like fly along for too long to make it work, right? So this way I can just squish it in and pop your uncle. And if you're wondering now, but like with the GoPro mounts, like with this arm, why do I have to make it so complicated? There are chin mounts out there now that actually are made for your actual helmet. You can order that is just sitting like centered on your helmet, and you just like right here, and you can mount your GoPro onto that, so you don't have to have this entire swing arm. Like, yeah, then you're fancy. Like when I first started motovlogging, these chin mounts were not really a thing yet, so I didn't have them yet. So, like, really. By the way, chin mounts, if you see this video, tell me something to try, maybe, eh? So if you want to try it this way, again, the links to all the parts and items are down in the description. Or if you wanna, or if you have a better solution, actually, just let me know down in the comments below and tell me what you do for motovlogging, or what you want to try out, or which microphone in your opinion is the best for motovlogging. Because you know what? You can always improve, you can always make it better. I can't wait to actually pick up more motorcycles. Man, winter was long, even though, to be fair, the winter in the Okanagan is actually relatively short, but still too long in my opinion. If you want to come along for the ride and see what scenic routes we're going to do and which parts of British Columbia we're going to explore this year, again, hit the subscribe button and like give this video a thumbs up. Oh gosh, I hope I just made it on the right. Subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up. Because we're having tons of fun out here and I would love to have you part of our community. And until next week's video goes up, I hope you're going to have tons of fun out there. If you have the chance to go for a ride, go and ride for me too. But other than that, I hope you're safe out there and having fun, and we will see each other next week. Take care. Bye.